All right, so here is my spreadsheet for our Moose Racing League seasons. We have all of our tiers down here. Just going to take a look and stay within the no assists here right now. So this is essentially how it works. Um, all you got to do is put in their placement, people's placement in the appropriate column. Right now I have a full season VLOOKUP equation set for this cell right here. As you can see, it goes all the way through AD5. And then I even have a cell AE5 for fast laps over here. For our season, we have sprint races at Belgium, France, Mexico, and Abu Dhabi. And we have the Super Sunday, racing 2 races at Imola and Miami. So we just have those color coded differently. Sprint races also color coded just because their scoring is a little bit different. So as I mentioned, formula should work as like this. You put in someone's score and it changes. So if I put something in here, we're going to see Yellow Snowman's score change here because I got this whole entire row, this entire season of VLOOKUP scores set up. So if he scored another one, you should be, or if he's placed first in Singapore, you should see another 25 points go towards him here. Boom, look at that. Right? So if he scores outside of the points, doesn't finish, we have some different things for that. So DNF, as you see, his points didn't go up. It's color coded, doesn't mess up the equation at all. It's coded in. I'll show you what I have using for the VLOOKUP columns as well, how each of these races are scored. 0 for people who do not start, right? So they don't accumulate any points. And then you can also see it blacked out. Also, if they are disqualified over a race, DSQ, you're going to see a black square like that as well. Just so you know that they didn't get any points. But again, let's say he placed 15th. You're not going to get any points for that. As we see, no points accrued. So essentially, the way this works is we select VLOOKUP, right? You select your main cell. Okay, so as we're looking in here, bring this down, you can see here's all the cells that are put into the VLOOKUP, right? So each of these represents the first numbers, each one of these, right? And then we set our array. And our arrays for main races and sprint races are going to be down here. So here we have our feature race. And you can see the array, all the points scored through DNF, 0, DSQ. Okay. And now when we even go and take a step towards the spring race, so we highlight the spring points. As you can see, now we got a little dotted box around this sprint race points. So every time we have a sprint race, that's coded in for Mexico, Abu Dhabi, France, Belgium. Okay. So I have the entire season put on this one cell. As the season goes on, I'll be adding them on other cells. But if you want to know how to add on at all, I have this tab here, this formulas tab. And I have a few things here. So as I know here, I have a full race formula, just the first row for NA for the no assist steer. And then the rest of this is going to be an easy copy and paste if any of the formulas ever get broken due to sorting. Let me kind of show you how that might get messed up. So here, if I put Midnight Killer myself and I say I scored, or I placed 5th, right? It's going to give me some more points. And as we see, I'm going to probably bump up here. So if we go here and we sort Z to A because we're going highest number to lowest, that's just the way this works. Another thing, when you're sorting, you got to make sure you have a filter across from the driver column all the way through the fast laps column. That's so none of these placements get broken. Again, the formulas are going to get broken. That's okay. So what we can do here is go sort. And as you see, we got a broken value here. Nothing else broke because only one person changed. Sometimes when there's a lot of movement, you'll see a lot more things kind of broken. But essentially, if you see that, you see N/A, kind of like you do here. What you would need to do is just easy, simple, copy and paste. Go down here, copy, and go back to our N8 tab, select E5, paste, and everything is fixed for you. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that. So that's essentially how you input scores and on here, or people on here. If you need to add someone, you can add more rows, and the formula is smart enough to kind of adjust itself. So as we note, Q47, R71, if I need to add 2 or 3 more people, right? We should see this formula jump down to 48 and 70. Or if we're jumping down to 2, it should be 49.71. And then even for the sprints, we should see S49.71 or 72, excuse me. So let's just do that just to test it and show, right? We go up, we have 1 there, oh, another 1. So as we see, no formulas in these 2 new cells, but I have to create new ones here. But as we see, there's formulas all here. And as I suspected, we created 2 new rows. It bumped up from 47 to 49, from 70 to 72. So these formulas still work accordingly. You don't really have to do too much. You can even add rows this way, but then that would cause you to have to add more, another additional VLOOKUP equation into, which isn't an issue. And if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to add another 3 or 4 races to the season, right, you could do that. And again, to add, like as you're building this on the formulas tab, I have even more notes, kind of directions right here off to the left and starting on H. So here, like right, position 1, VLOOKUP. So I have this as a base for feature because G5 was the very first race, the very first column for a race, right? G5, that's that one. So that's kind of my base formula. So you would hit equals VLOOKUP or parentheses VLOOKUP. And then you would hit, or you could copy this for a feature race. If you're using a sprint race, you could use this, but you would want to make sure what you're changing is this, right? Because if we're adding another cell, the cells are going to be added on here. And as we're, the last one right now is currently AD. I'd say keep the fast laps on the very final column just to keep things simple. Yeah, and you can just go insert 1 column to the left. And then it would pop it right here. And so essentially what you would want to do is go in here. Let's go here actually. So let's say this is for a feature race. I'm going to keep this G. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is copy this, go back to the team name. All right. And say, let's say this is China. We have it, China on the on the calendar at all. I don't think so. This is just hypothetical. So as we see, it's AE. We're going to say it's a feature race, right? So we come in here, we go to the very last column. Oops. Go to the very last. So go plus. Start open parentheses, look up. And we start to see it. So I'll tab, then I'm going to put paste. So now this is the very first formula here, right? As I mentioned, it's my base. We don't want to add the same formula in there. We want to change this and make this the new column, AE. And then we hit parentheses, end it all. And then, oh, what did I do? Oh, and that's because this has changed, right? So this has changed to 49, to 72, and then we would go, we'll see. Let me fix that. And now all this is changed because this doesn't have anything input here, right? What's going on here? Ah, this dot after that. That shouldn't be there. Boom. Okay. Haha. So And there you go. Now we've added that column. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that. Do that, do that, do that. Okay, we got back here. Let me get rid of these 2 rows that we made. Boom. Okay, look at that. So now everything's back to normal. We see row 70, 47, row 70. And we'll just continue to build this out.